When designing the brand new park of Shanghai Disneyland, Disney's Chinese partners considered the original Pirates ride to be old hat and didn't want their brand new, expensive theme park to have the same old Pirates ride your parents or grandparents might have enjoyed. The Shanghai Shendi Group, a government-owned company that owns a majority share in Shanghai Disneyland, essentially said to the Imagineers, "We hate pirates, but we love the Pirates movies." This sent Imagineers back to the drawing board, and when they finished, the Shanghai Shendi Group was ecstatic with the result. When Shanghai Disneyland opened in 2016, almost 50 years after the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride debuted, they introduced a brand new chapter to the Pirates story, with Pirates of the Caribbean: Battle for the Sunken Treasure. A chapter that tells of a new adventure with Jack Sparrow as he battles a kraken, journeys through a graveyard of lost ships, and wages war over the biggest sunken treasure in the Caribbean, in one of the most technologically spectacular attractions in the world. Though with this attraction being exclusively presented in Chinese, many guests may miss the storyline and minute details that make this experience truly amazing. So join us as we step foot into Fort Snobbish and reveal the story, secrets, and behind-the-scenes magic that make this attraction so incredible. Welcome to your virtual guided tour, presented by ReviewTyme. My name is Luke, and I will be your host today as we explore Pirates of the Caribbean: Battle for the Sunken Treasure. Before we can search for pirate booty, let's quickly touch on the technology that allows us to do so. Battle for the Sunken Treasure is a water-based dark ride that cleverly blends a combination of physical sets, audio animatronic figures, giant projection screens, and a high-tech ride vehicle into a cohesive Pirates of the Caribbean story. The attraction is the first ground-up Pirates ride to be based on the films, as whilst the movies are incredibly popular in China, pirates in general are seen as criminals, and Disney had to heavily convince Shanghai to have a Pirates ride at all. Boat rides are nothing new to Disney, but this attraction would do things very differently. Older versions of Pirates relied on a steady flow of water to push the ride vehicle through the attraction, and never really allowed for specific show scenes to be triggered with detailed precision, as small variables such as passenger numbers and weights can completely change a boat's speed on more traditional rides like the original Pirates and even It's a Small World. Shanghai's Pirates, though, uses a completely different method, where the ride system is always in complete control over the speed, position, and even orientation of the boats. This is thanks to a patented new ride system with the catchy name Amusement Park Ride with Underwater Controlled Boats. It works by having each boat connected at both the front and the back to two underwater bogies, each of which are attached to a track hidden underneath the water. Each bogie has a permanent magnet attached to it, which through the use of electromagnetic motors controls the boat's speed and movement throughout the attraction. In the same way, this is how a lot of launched roller coasters get their initial burst of speed. This propulsion system allowed Imagineers extreme control over the boats, allowing for precisely timed show elements to be included in the attraction. Splitting the bogies between two separate tracks also allows for the boat to travel sideways and even spin completely around to be traveling backwards. With this new control over a floating ride system, Imagineers were also able to seamlessly blend practical scenery with large screen-based sections, where the edge of the real water flows right against the edge of the screens, which utilize computer-generated visual effects created by Industrial Light and Magic, the geniuses behind the special effects in Star Wars. After a 7-year development cycle, Pirates of the Caribbean: Battle for the Sunken Treasure opened with Shanghai Disneyland on the 16th of June, 2016. So what awaits you inside Disney's largest ever show building? Let's find out. Your journey into the world of pirates begins in Treasure Cove, Disney's first ever fully pirates-themed land. Treasure Cove is an island in the Caribbean that was founded by a Spanish nobleman in 1690. However, eventually the cove would fall under the control of the British, with the Royal British Navy renaming the town's large Spanish-styled fort to the incredibly British Fort Snobbish. Over time, the British grip on the city of Treasure Cove would slip, with Jack Sparrow ransacking the town and turning it into a haven for pirates. You can even now today explore the Siren's Revenge, the very ship that bombarded the British fortress on that fateful day. After working your way through the ornate Spanish town, you find yourself at the entrance of Fort Snobbish itself, the mysteriously abandoned fort now home to Jack Sparrow, as he plans to embark on his next adventure, to steal the priceless treasure of Davy Jones. Weaving your way through the fort, beginning with some external switchbacks that quickly make way for an incredibly detailed interior queue, you will notice evidence of all of the fort's citizens over the years, with Spanish Morion helmets from the early days, to rooms filled with Jack Sparrow wanted posters from the British era, through to dumping grounds for pirates' treasure and grog. After entering the loading area, a boat arrives, ready to carry you and up to 29 other guests through the attraction. As your ship leaves the station, in Chinese you hear the voice of Captain X, a talking pirate skull who welcomes you, saying you've come to the right place if you're seeking adventure, as you're about to sail with Captain Jack Sparrow. You then slowly float your way outside of Fort Snobbish, past a sunken pirate ship, as well as the dining area for Barbossa's bounty. However, rather than the Blue Bayou, which fills a similar place at Disneyland and Tokyo Disneyland, Barbossa's bounty is simply a quick service restaurant, so allows you to have the premium view of the ride without the premium table service pricing. Your boat then slowly drifts into the Caves of Misfortune, where you see skeletal vignettes of some less successful pirates. As you float through, you hear the voice of Captain Jack Sparrow, welcoming you to his crew, inviting you on his next treasure-seeking adventure. Throughout the Caves of Misfortune are several homages to the classic Disney attraction, starting first with the famous prison scene. However, this time envisioned as if the fire overtook the prison, leaving the famous pirates and key-holding pup as skeletons. This whole area fills the same purpose as the skeleton-laden caves at the start of all pirate rides. One final homage, though, transforms this ride to the next generation. Most Pirates attractions have the famous scene of a skeleton captain at the helm of a shipwreck in the middle of a storm. But here, Shanghai Disneyland turns it into one of the most spectacular moments in any theme park ride. Rounding the corner, we hear Jack Sparrow talking of his plan to steal the famed Sunken Treasure of Davy Jones. But when you follow to where you can hear Jack's voice coming from, all you see is simply the skeleton captain steering his ship. With a crack of thunder and a flash of lightning, the skeleton transforms and comes to life before our eyes. And standing in front of us is the one and only Captain Jack Sparrow. Whilst I don't want to completely ruin the magic, Disney has managed to achieve this spectacular effect using a classic theme park trick with some newfangled bells and whistles. Jack personally welcomes you to the voyage as your ride vehicle gets swallowed by the ocean and sinks into the depths of the graveyard of lost ships. Projected on huge, wraparound screens is a collection of sharks, shipwrecks, and glimmering gold. Hidden throughout the scene is also several homages to the classic attraction, including the pig-snuggling pirate and the three-pirate band. Instead of plundering the gold though, you come face to face with a giant, threatening kraken monster, guarding the wreck of Davy Jones' ship, which you are quickly whisked inside of. Here screens and practical sets are cleverly mixed to make it truly feel like you are underwater, with some sections of the ride even featuring projection screens above the ride vehicles to reflect the underside of the waves. Exiting the remains of Davy Jones's ship, you find yourself on the seafloor, right in the middle of mermaid territory. Suddenly, these sirens begin to sing about the treasure you seek. The treasure we soon see as we are greeted by some predisposed guards. Surrounding us is an abundance of treasure, glimmering and gleaming, even containing the treasure of Cortez, the famed chest from the Curse of the Black Pearl film. It won't be as easy as simply grabbing it and running though, as we are caught by Macus, the hammerhead sailor and first mate of the Flying Dutchman, sending us off to see Captain Davy Jones himself. Rounding the corner, we are greeted by an incredibly detailed Davy Jones animatronic, playing on his pipe organ, Toccata and Fugue in B minor, famously known for being played by Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He is not happy to hear, though, that Jack Sparrow has stolen his treasure and is prepared to fight for it. He sends out the order to his crew to raise the ships from their watery tombs to the ocean surface for a great battle. Your boat then spins you into one of the most spectacular moments in any theme park attraction, placing you literally in the middle of a battle between two giant pirate ships. With Davy Jones captaining the Flying Dutchman and Jack Sparrow aboard the Black Pearl. The Pearl, however, gets damaged, with a huge hole blown into its hull, a hole that your boat gets sucked into just as Davy Jones boards the ship. In the underbelly of the ship, we see a sword battle between the two famed pirates before Jack Sparrow fills a rowboat with treasure and fires its cannon at the walls of the ship, harkening back to a cancelled Mark Davis gag designed for the original Pirates ride. The cannonball causes the ship to flood and begin to explode, blowing up Davy Jones and letting Jack Sparrow sail off with the treasure before sending riders backwards down a drop. Arriving back at Fort Snobbish, we are greeted by Jack and a pile of treasure. However, here two different endings can play out. One where Davy Jones allows Jack to keep the treasure, and another where a projection-based effect sees Jones turn the pile of treasure into a pile of seaweed, much to Jack's disgust. Your boat slowly works its way back to unload as you disembark one of the shortest, yet most exciting Pirates of the Caribbean rides out there. You exit your boat and head into Fort Snobbish's Doubloon Market, the exit gift store for the attraction where you can buy your very own creepy Jack Sparrow plush. Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure opened to rave reviews and is often regarded as the best attraction at Shanghai Disneyland. The ride even managed to win the Golden Ticket Award for Best Dark Ride in 2019, beating out some incredible previous winners, including Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. It's great that they decided to do something different with this park and give us this brand new next-gen version of Pirates, this time based on the films. Meaning that this attraction is a ride based on a movie, based on a ride. And this is the correct way to do a Pirates movie-based ride, not just shoving a few out-of-place looking animatronics into a classic attraction. But what are your thoughts? Does this ride live up to the legacy of everything that's come before it? Let us know. From the home of all things theme parks, I'm Luke for ReviewTyme. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If so, be sure to like and subscribe, and also tune into our podcast, ReviewTyme's Theme Park Cast, available on your podcasting platform of choice.